Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's going to be reviewing a Ford F-150 Tremor with a 5.0 V8. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Ed Kenley Ford here in Layton, Utah for giving me some time with this Tremor. I'm going to include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a naturally aspirated 5-liter V8 that goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 15 around town and then 20 on the highway, with power outputs being 400 horsepower and then 410 pound-feet of torque. And since this is a 5.0 V8, you can very easily supercharge this and get close to 800 horsepower. Ford even has a supercharger you can get from their catalog nowadays on this engine, which is so cool. Now, before we go over the front end, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. Starting with the hood, you guys can see the venting there on either side, and this is called stone gray metallic. This is my first time seeing this color in the sunlight in person, and it kind of has like a brownish hue to it. It's very interesting. Popping down below, this is more of like an XLT Tremor, so you've got the baseline lights, but then you guys can see here with the gold accenting, you got the Ford logo front and center, and then the toe hooks also gold as well, and then you guys can see with the fog lights here at the bottom. And putting it all together, I love the look of this, and I actually really like this color. It looks great in person. Now, coming on the side here, our tire and wheel setup is 275, 70, 18 in the front and over in the rear. And you guys can see with the wheels, metallic gray in normal Tremor fashion, and pretty dang aggressive tires, obviously, for off-roading. And the Tremor still has monotube shocks up front and then twin tube in the back. Of course, F-150 Tremor here on the side. We've got the Raptor style side steps here, and then you guys can see the door handles body painted, and then of course the Tremor decal there on the side. And then here's your full side view with the Tremor. Really cool stance. And again, let me know what you guys think about this color, but I think it works really well for the Tremor package. So here's a quick look at the key fob. We have our unlock function, our lock function, remote start, the drop down for the tailgate, and then we got the Ford logo there on the back. Now, popping into the bed, you guys can see first off, we've got some outlet action here in the bed, and overall storage space here in the back is actually really solid. You cannot, to my knowledge, get the longer bed with the Tremor package, but this is good. Now, lifting this up is actually pretty dang easy. You guys can see the Ford logo there darkened on the back. Tremor yet again. Got the more baseline taillights because again, this is built off of like an XLT. And then we've got parking sensors here on the rear, exhaust tips, and then look at the recovery points too. So putting it all together, I think that this might be my new favorite color on a off-road packaged Ford truck. It looks really good. Now, taking a look at the door panel here in the rear, you guys can see the stitching throughout, and then you got the padding where you're gonna rest your arm. Got some cup holder action here, and look at this trim piece, that's really nice. And then speaker for the Bang & Olufsen sound system. Now, here are the seats you guys can see. We got like the camo design here in the center, and then you can see the padding there on this side. And then this is an F-150 Super Cruise. We've got tons of legroom, got a storage pocket here as well. We've got some cup holder action, some vents here at the bottom, a bunch of charging ports. And then header back here, it's good. Now, taking a look at the door panel here in the front, you guys can see the soft touch at the top and the padding down below. We've got all of our window controls. Front two are automatic. You've got your mirror adjustments here, door lock and unlock. And then there's a quick look at the mirrors too, blind spot monitoring. And then we've got another speaker for the Bang & Olufsen sound system. And then payload on this is a whopping 1,734 pounds. Here are the front seats. It says Tremor on it, and you guys can see the rest of the insert. Power adjustments here on the side. And then you got the pedal layout down below. Got our pedal adjustment here, parking brake, light controls, mirror lights there, and then for the tailgates, drop down. And you guys can see with the steering wheel, it is manually adjustable. Now here's a look at the steering wheel. We've got nice soft touch trim all around, and you guys can see the contrasted stitching right there. Bunch of practical controls here on the front. You guys can see the cruise control on the other side. We've got our volume and voice command controls as well, and then turn signal windshield wiper stock. Now here is the gauge cluster. You guys can see analog on either side and then digital there in the center, which you can use to scroll through different menus of information on the truck itself. And then we've got a bunch of different drive modes here. So these are kind of like your on-road modes. And on the other side, you've got your off-road modes, including a rock crawl mode, which is pretty cool. Now this Tremor does have a 360 camera system, so you can see out of every single angle with the truck, including auxiliary camera action if you want to add that. Now, as for the rest of the infotainment screen, first off, you guys can see the little auxiliary tab right there, and then you've got the main screen. Response time with it is solid. Do have trail turn assist here with this as well, which is nice. And then I guess at the top of the screen you can see auto stop start for the camera system, hazard lights. You've got your off-road cruise control and then stability control. Got our Pro Trailer Assist, trailer brake controls, and then our Driveline Select. And then notice that since this is built off of the XLT, don't have 4-wheel auto, but we still have a rear locking differential. We've got all of our radio controls, climate controls, heated seats here for the front, and then you can see the storage space down below. Some cup holder action, and then we got our fold down shifter with the manual shift function. And look at the center console. Pretty cool. Good storage space inside on top of that, and nice stitching on the top. And I guess while we're on the topic of storage, yeah, pretty big with glove boxes. And look at the trim on the outside. That looks sweet. And then at the very top, we have a power sliding rear window. And then 6, missed one, auxiliary switches here. So here's a quick look at the window sticker for this Tremor. Again, 5.0 V8. You guys can see all the options on this one. Total MSRP is $66,960. And by the way, this one does have the Torsen differential for those of you that are wondering. Important option to have. Let's see how it drives. Well, let us set off in the 5.0 V8 Tremor. I have been wanting to review this for over a year now, since I first saw this announced, and yeah, it's taken a long time to find one of these. It doesn't seem like it seems like, you know, some people went and custom ordered these, but it doesn't seem like a lot of dealers were really apt to order them. But here we are at Kenley Ford, and they have one. They always order the cool stuff, like, you know, obviously, you know, they're, you know, helping me out by giving me access to trucks, but seriously, check out their website, because, like, I've noticed, you know, filming a lot of Ford product over the years, that they just have unique stuff up here that some of the other dealers just don't get. What I was saying is they just have a lot of unique inventory up here that a lot of dealers just don't necessarily get, so yeah, just check them out. First off, just like other new F-150s, super smooth. Like, the ride quality is really good. Seat comfort's also good. And again, this isn't the, you could get this in like the Lariat version of the Tremor, but this is the entry-level Tremor, so to speak. But still, it's really comfortable. It drives really well. And it's cool to hear the 5.0 is pretty quiet, but you can kind of hear it a bit. I will say it feels punchy. The upgraded axle ratio that you get with the Tremor package definitely makes the 5.0 feel punchier than what I'm used to. It's quite interesting, to say the least. And we'll get our acceleration here. Oh man, that 5.0 V8, it screams. Gotta love it. And you know what, I get it, the EcoBoost is, you know, technically going to be a little bit quicker here at higher elevation, and then also the fact that it has quite a bit more torque. But the 5.0 V8 has so much character, and it feels more than powerful enough. And again, like I said earlier, you can very easily supercharge this engine and get tons more power out of it. It's awesome how well this rides. Super smooth. A little bit of wind noise, but it's relatively minimal overall. This is just a great truck. I really like this packaging, and I really hope it's not 108 degrees outside. I was like, it feels hot, but man, if it's that hot, I'm gonna have to be careful today. But man, yeah, I really do like how this drives. So, summing things up with the 5.0 V8 Tremor. I think this is the F-150 to get. You know, out of, like, don't get me wrong, I'm a huge Raptor fan. Obviously, I've owned a couple Raptors, but this is more than enough capability when it comes to off-roading for most people. It's got better payload than a Raptor, better towing capacity than a Raptor, so it's more usable as a truck. And the 5.0 V8 has been shown to be reliable, so it's got that going for it. It looks cool, And if you got a little bit of extra cash burning a hole in your pocket, you can supercharge this and you can get almost 800 horsepower, which very easily and reliably as well. So yeah, I think this is the F-150 sweet spot. This has lived up to the expectation that I have set in my dreams of reviewing one of these 5.0 Tremors. It's just such a cool truck, and you know, an off-roader with a V8, and you know, 66 grand is still a lot of money, but you know, compared to some of the prices of some other off-road trucks like the Tundra TRD Pro and the Raptor and the T-Rex and all that, and even the Silverado ZR2, I mean, this is quite a bit more affordable than those. Let me know your thoughts, but yeah, I think this is my favorite F-150 5.0 Tremor.